Okay, so is there a shift in the real estate market? I think there is, but you might be surprised on what kind of shift we're talking about. But first, I am Steve Gonzalez.
And I'm Rose Gonzalez with the Gonzalez Real Estate Team. Hey, if you're new to our channel, make sure to give a little love to that subscribe button and click on that notification button so you can be the first to hear about what's going on in the real estate market or anything here in Northern California. So today we wanted to talk to you guys about some of the things that we're seeing with our clients and, just being out there in the market. So one of the things I wanted to talk about first was that there was an article recently that said in January there was a 50% increase in home searches. So basically what this means is more buyers are now looking online to look at houses.
50% increase compared to
From
what?
November. So from November.
50% from November, that's 2 months.
Yeah.
It's gone up 50%. Okay,
Yeah.
50%.
Well, I mean, if you take a look at it, obviously November, December were holidays, and then people were still kind of unsure about what's happening. But with inflation going down and the holidays are over, buyers are back in the market.
Interest rates are starting to look. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously we're
Now
not
we're in the low six.
Yeah, sometimes you could get high fives these days.
Yeah.
This is not what we saw at the last quarter or the last half of last year.
Yeah.
There's a few things that are standing out to us though. Did you know that Zillow lost over half of its market cap last year when they were dumping off all of their houses? They bought a lot of houses and they were trying to sell them like an open door brokerage was, and they lost over half of their market share. Well, are you aware that they have gained 50% since their low last year in market share? That's not something we really hear. We actually heard that from a news clip, but it wasn't. It's not being broadcasted out there.
Yeah. So what would that mean? Like, if someone is to kind of try to understand what that means, like, why does it matter that their market share went down and now it's going back up?
I would say when you get some really bad news on a business that is part of the stock market, a lot of investors that are in that business are going to pull out because why is Zillow offloading all these houses? I don't want to be no part of this. It's going to tank and I want out. And it did. I mean, they lost so much of their market cap, and a market cap is the total amount of money that people are investing into it. Yeah. And they lost 50%, over 50%. I don't have the exact numbers, but over 50% of that market share.
So what happened with Zillow last year, and the last few years, they were trying to get into the iBuyer market. And so they were actually going straight to the sellers and saying, hey, let's take the middleman out of this. We'll buy your house for cash and do a quick close. And the whole idea around it was to fix up the house and resell it.
Yes.
Well, the problem with that is that if you guys have looked at Zestimates, Zestimate is a public value of the home that's not always so accurate. And so when they were going to reach out to the sellers, they would actually look at the Zestimate. So it was really hard for them to negotiate a lower price. And so they were actually buying these properties for more than what it was worth. And so they were actually, I mean, we've seen a few Zillow houses that they were selling and they didn't even fix it up, and they were actually taking a lot of money off the list price. And if you look at the history of this of the transactions on that property, Zillow would have bought it for, let's say, $600,000, but they sold it for $525,000. So they were losing a lot of money doing that. And so that's why I think a lot of investors were, pulling out of maybe their stocks because of what was happening. And I think they had to let go a lot of those properties as well. So,
So I think Zillow got back to their core values, their core business motto, and given it some time, and it's came back 50% from its low. That's a huge jump, guys. So that is a couple things right there. We mentioned the 50% increase in internet searches for homes. We mentioned Zillow going up 50%. And also, one more thing I want to talk about is in 1 week's time in January, we've seen an increase of 28% loan applications. That's big.
Yeah.
Now, what else are we hearing? Open houses are now getting a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
We had some buyers go this weekend, and there were so many people in and out of that house. But that's just one example. In our brokerage,
Yeah.
people are saying people are back at open houses right now.
And so one thing that we always do is we visit new home builds as well. We have a lot of clients who are relocating here who like the new builds, and so we try to stay up to date with resale and new builds, and we're even seeing this with new builds as well. So we go to a few different places in like Roseville. There's a couple builders we go out to, Rockland and Lincoln, and all of them are saying that they're seeing a lot more activity, more people coming through, and also they're selling like 3 or 4 homes this month, whereas it was pretty slow at the end of the year.
The shift is changing with them too. And this is, I ask every single new build person, I ask them every time. I've been asking them since the interest rates went to 7. What are you guys seeing? What are you guys seeing? What are you guys seeing? And everybody said we're seeing the interest rates taking a toll. And now this month, I'm still asking, what are you guys seeing? And every single new build is saying the same thing. It's picked up a lot.
Yeah.
We're actually very busy. They were lowering prices last year, and now we're starting to get them. They're starting to say that we're actually going to hold off on lowering prices because we had such a good end of December that we don't want to lower prices. And what does that mean?
Yeah.
They're getting buyers, they're selling homes, and prices start to go up again. There's one more thing, guys. We posted on our story. We're just reaching out to our network of realtor friends. Like, are you guys seeing the same thing? And I just want to mention one of our good friends out in Washington, Kenan Moorer. He responds to it. He said, definitely huge uptick in buyer activity, but inventory is so low in my area right now. Been seeing multiple offer situations again. It's very interesting.
Well, speaking of multiple offers, there's also another one where we saw with a client. It was in the Bay Area, Livermore, and you know, this is a little bit over the top, but you know, they had 40 offers and over $100,000 over list. So I mean,
That's
they
crazy.
priced it pretty low because you know the market was changing. But we also wrote an offer on clients this week, and we offered 20,000 over asking, and we didn't get it. So you know, things are definitely changing. You know, and with rates going down, I feel like you have to get in before everybody else gets in. So 28% increase in loan applications, but wait until it gets higher and there's more buyers out in the market.
So this is what we've been saying on our channel. With inflation coming down, interest rates are going to come down. Let's see what happens after the holidays. Now, what we know right now is for sellers right now, it was a little slow. It's starting to pick up. For buyers, there's still deals out there. So right now, in our opinion, right now is a great time. So you guys, thank you for watching this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM us, text us, send us a message anytime. We'd love to help you.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.
See you guys. Please feel free to DM us, text us.
And if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe. Wow. Okay. Make sure to subscribe to the...
Oh, shoot.
Okay, ready? Okay.